I went through a very difficult depression in my early 20s,
Mhm.
kind of going to my teens into my adult life. I was a very taken care of child, so I kind of felt enabled. So I felt very something I'm sure a lot of people could relate. It's like I can't handle life kind of mentality and very insecure aside from me, modeling for years and et cetera. I never felt beautiful. I also addressed that in my second book now of how I was the skinniest I've ever been, the most beautiful probably I've never been, and didn't even believe it, didn't even see it. It's incredible. That's why our looks have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just such an
Yeah.
inside thing. And I read a return to love. It was called to me, and I'm sure many people have found the course through Marion
Sure.
Williamson, but
Yes.
I specifically was at Barnes and Nobles. I was looking for an answer. I was not feeling well mentally, and
Mhm.
her book popped at me. She kept on saying A Course in Miracles, this blue book, over and over and over again. And I'm saying, well, who's this Jewish lady talking about God and Jesus and this blue book? And what the heck is this blue book? A few years later, I just forgot about that. A few years later, um, after reading her book, it made me feel better. And then I went to of Miami. And Unity churches really support course groups. For those that don't know, Unity churches have always been very supportive of having study groups at their churches, which is beautiful. And that's how I was able to start studying it. I was in the bookstore. Somebody said, The Course in Miracles is going on today, a workshop. And I was like, is that the blue book that this lady was talking about? That I read, Marion Williamson, and I put them together and I was like, oh yeah. So I went to the workshop, Celine, and this guy, I'm never going to forget, heavy set guy, he said, starts talking about the Course of Miracles, and he said Course of Miracles is basically you're responsible for your life. You're not a victim of the world. He said concepts like you forgive people for what they didn't do, and I almost fell off my chair. I had never heard these concepts before. I was in shock, utter shock with the radical teaching that he was saying over and over and over again, that this world isn't real, it's an illusion, the dynamic of
Mhm.
cause and effect, the projection, all of it
Yeah.
resonated with me. Like, I don't know what the heck this is, but this is it for me. Like, I knew it, I didn't understand it. I would that night buy the book, I would get into the study group there. I had an incredible facilitator. Whoop whoop for facilitators out there. She made a difference in my life. Her name was Lucette. She had her own group. I would join her every week. She would read a little bit, we would discuss. And that's how I found the course.